Okay, okay. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. We are live. Okay, okay. So, yesterday we were working on the blessing system, and where is it? We were working on the blessing system, and we were doing the switcher roulette. Hang on, let me organize my windows here. There you go. Okay, so what's the sounds of? Oh, the music. Forgot the music. Can't make games without music, right? Uh, we'll do this. Let's see. Let's see if that does the trick. All right. There we go. Okay. 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 What am I saying? So, oh yeah, we did the roulette. That was the main thing yesterday. I spent like a lot of time just getting it perfect without any bugs. Oh, also, something that I did off stream was the fact that if you press too quickly, you would get stuck. So now it's perfect. So even if I keep pressing like a maniac, it works fine. Um, also, the other bug that we had was it would have, like, if I close it with this highlighted, these would come up highlighted. So that's also fixed. So I think it's pretty solid now. I don't see any other issues. I would polish this a little bit. Let me come over here. I don't know. I would polish just a little bit, because it feels a little bit hard to understand. I don't think it's bad. I think it's just hard to understand. Also, that icon is wrong. The icon for the blessing is actually incorrect. It's none of this actually. Where did I place? Hang on, I know where I had the image. Because we changed like the orbs and the blessings and everything. Like we changed so much that I think it's this one. Ah, there you go. So it's under icon skills. Yeah, so that's the one we want, because that represents the Aries blessing, because we have the sword and the shield, and it has a little fire thingy. So that's the one we want to use. Actually, probably those are the ones that we want to use anyway. So we have all of them over here. We only have the ones for Greece, but that's good enough for now. And what is this? I don't know what that is, but it's fine. Sorry. Okay. So let's assign the correct icons. So that's one of them. We have Janos. where is it? Channels, white field. There we go. And Odysseus. We're not gonna touch those just yet. We're gonna focus on Aris today, but it's good to have them correctly set in here. Okay, let me close those folders. And let's see, so we've got... We've got the skills in here. So we have a few things to do today. One of them is the statue. Well, we have a few things. So statue interaction, the skill usage, so we can actually start using the abilities that we have. And then we have to integrate that with the combat layer that we have. So just so you know what I'm talking about, the combat layer is actually something that I've been built over the past few days. So it has a lot of functionality behind the scenes. But essentially, like, all we need to do for it to work is just having the hitbox and the hurtbox, like on enemies and the character, right? And then we trigger them at the correct time. And also on the main game object, we have a few components too. So that we have like a combat actor, so we can identify that this is an entity that is available for combat, and we have the stats, like combat stats, and the state machine too. So that's mainly for the enemy. Like I have it in here, but I'm probably gonna remove it from Atlas because Atlas has too many abilities. But for the enemies, that makes sense. So we can have like patrol, or in patrol, or like in pursuit, that kind of thing. And then we have the engagement tracker. This is important too. I'm even gonna use this to hook some audio events, but it's useful for a bunch of things. And then yeah, so this action controller is likely gonna be removed from Atlas again. This works with the enemies because we can set up like all the attacks and like the possible things that the enemy can do to hurt Atlas. But for Atlas, it's way too complex how it works. So I built a bridge to do this, but specifically for Atlas. So this is likely going to be just for the enemies. I'm keeping this for now because it doesn't hurt, and once I wrap it up, I'll remove this. But that's essentially that's the combat layer, and it's separate because before it was a little bit loose, like the. Hang on, let's get this down a little bit. I see that it's going to the red bit a little bit too often. It was going to like the combat was way too loose, so it was a little bit flawed or just not as good. It was kind of hard again to kind of understand damage and all those things. So now with this proper combat layer, I hope we can make this a little bit easier. Something that I wanted to check. Oh, cool. Well, that does work. Hang on, guys. Let me just do that. Oh, there we go. So that's much better. Okay. Right. So, and then we also something else that I want to do is just a better feedback when we select the blessing. So for right now, I only have one for now anyways, but if I select a blessing, nothing really happens. There's no feedback. I feel like we should have a feedback when we start the roulette, like some kind of effect, and then once we select, like for example this one, we should have like, because ours is gonna change, like Atlas is gonna change the customization too, so we might have an effect on Atlas itself, like, and I feel like this should be different for each blessing too. I'm getting an error on the main menu. Let me see why. It's a canvas group. Let me see. That's something that I'll have to refactor to. Just this whole UI thing. Let's see. So. Oh, that's the pause menu. This is done, by the way. I forgot to, because I was saying that I was gonna organize this folder a little bit more. So UI. This is the code for UI, group to object, skills. We still have some orbs in here, but we'll figure that out. Then I'll put a new folder here called prefabs. Then I'll move those into there. And I'll make this a prefab. I'll make the page and the panel prefab. So okay. And that's nested prefabs, essentially. So that's how we're gonna be working with this. Everything organized, and this is a much better way to do this now. Okay, so that's good. I'm trying to figure out where the they're loose in there. Okay, so let's see, we have the items pan. Oh, there you go. That's what I was trying to find out. Okay, so that'll be, what is this called again? Pause menu. Huh. Call it pause menu. Fine. I don't know if I updated the thingy, but okay. We have all of those are panels, right? So hang on. Technically, this references those panels, right? With the exception of the dialogue, that makes sense, and the rooms. Oh no, sorry, the rooms. Organize this in such a way that those are not okay. Yeah, that's fine. So that'll be the structure, and then we'll do another container here. Content panels. Okay. And we'll move them into here. And then I'll make a prefab of the prefab UI panel items. I know the runes are not going to be there anymore. That's one thing. Prefab UI, oops, UI panel blasting. This should be UI panel pause menu, right? And this is enemies. I'll keep the name enemies, but this is actually called Book of Souls in our game. So I'll name this properly. Okay, blessing, pause, menu, items, and then settings, same thing. On the runes, even though we won't have this in the game, I don't think we'll keep it in here. Rune? Okay. Now I gotta figure out what was causing the issue. So, there you go. So canvas group. Oh no, but those are linked. This is fine. Was it this? I don't see problems with this. I don't see like any missing references. Let's play the game again. Let's see if we can figure out where this is coming from. So it's right when I pause. Button, menu, top bar. Okay, so let's see if we can find where that is. Now, I don't know what that is. Okay. Do we have... Okay. Let's see if we can fix it. You just have to add a canvas group here. Oh, he already has a canvas group. Where? Oh, there you go. Okay, so there you go. Also, this is named incorrectly, so those will be UI button, pause, menu, top bar. Okay. I'm probably gonna have to review this at some point, right? Okay. So let's see if we still get errors. Oh yeah, so so if we're getting some errors on the orbs panel, the blessings panel, we'll have a look at that. But it seems to be working. Like we can switch the menus now, so that's good. Let's figure out what that error is. Oh, that's for the upgrade tree. I'm assuming it's not. I haven't linked it properly. Oh, sorry. Let me just repeat. Should be this, and then this should be navigation and info. Okay. Then we'll move those into here. And then let's have a look at the blessings here. Okay. Just organizing these objects to match what I already have. This would be the blessing icon. This would be text, blessing name, and then text, blessing level, and then it could be container, blessing level status. We also have an icon for this, so it'll be image. Image what? Image blessing of what? Image blessing of what? Okay. Alright, so let's see. Here we have the grid. Oh, we have everything. What is causing the issue then? Is it the data that I'm accessing? Upgrade tree, I'm probably gonna have to remove the thing anyways. So the error that I was seeing was on the image SKU, so I was panel SKU details. Let's see where we find that. Okay. What is it, border? Oh, yeah. Border. Hang on, guys. I'm gonna have to go to toilet, but I'm trying to find. Is that the one? No. Well, let's search for it. I was taking this opportunity to also clean up the code, but it's easier if I do it like that. So that would be UI. I don't know. Detail. I don't know if this is part of the upgrade tree. Yes, so it's not. This will be upgrade details. Upgrade. Oh, let's see upgrade details. I don't know if I'm gonna have that, so that's something to think about. I'll be back. All right, sorry about that. Let's see. Well, let's open Figma. So we can have a look at the UI now and we can decide whether we need this or not. Okay, so sorry guys, I was just answering because I also do. It's like client work. It's like not really freelancing, but it's kind of that. uh, so I usually like I wake up, I do that first, then I come into stream to do my own game. I'll just necessarily like the client asks a question about something that I sent him earlier, so just answering him because that's the job. Yeah, I don't know. Where's the blessings? So this is how the blessings should look like. Now I still think that this is kind of wrong. Let me put that over here. So in here we have the abilities, which I think we should still have it. This is not like a blessings menu anymore. Like this is the inventory, or not inventory, that will be the hero or the character panel or whatever. What was I saying? Yes, so sorry. Yes, this would be like a hero. Let me put that in English. I think it was in Portuguese because we're doing the translation. So that would be the hero menu. That would be RAs, abilities. I don't know if I don't know if we're gonna have that anymore. I don't know if we're gonna have that or not. So there's no upgrades here. And I don't know if we're gonna have upgrades. So I would just kill the upgrade stuff that we have. I wouldn't delete it, but I wouldn't like bother fixing it. So and then what we have to do here is just what I'm thinking about is if we're gonna have more than 8 blessings, is this gonna be a problem? Because the idea would be that you could potentially, well, I guess instead of having this here, we could have some of those in here, and then you could just drag and drop them. So I don't know how many we're gonna have, but like let's say we have, so this is 8, right? So let's say we're gonna have 10 or 12, let's say 12, right? We could just have 4 of these because if we have 4 of these, that means that we're gonna have this field, and then we're gonna have this field, and then we can swap them. But we're never gonna have more than that. Like there's no need to unequip them all and equip them again. We can just reorganize it. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe the players hate this because they can't do it the way they want it. But if that's the case, we can still build like a diamond-shaped inventory here, let's say, like that, and then store all of the orbs in here, and then they can equip them as they want. So how many do I have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. By the way, this is definitely not aligned, but it's fine. 9, 10. So I managed to place 10 in here. 10 is a good number. Well, at least for now. Let's pretend that that's how many we're gonna have. Because I'm thinking about building this menu right now. Because we do have to remove the old stuff since we upgraded the whole system. And a lot of the stuff that we have in there, it's not gonna be used anymore. So this is what I'm thinking. And I think we should definitely change the name of this menu to hero menu instead of blessings menu. It's not about blessing. Well, it kind of is, isn't it? Maybe the title is hero, but like the panel itself is about blessings because you have to equip the blessings and then you can have the abilities in there. Also, I don't know if we're actually gonna have more than 10 abilities or 12 abilities. Or, well, we already have 8, so we're definitely gonna have more than 8. Because we did have a system that wasn't like fully implemented that. There were like, you could think about them being like little modifiers that you could add. So like double jump or, you know, iframes and things like that. They could equip. And if that's gonna be the hero menu, that would be placed in here too. But I feel like that's gonna be too much information anyway, because yeah, that's gonna be too much information because the blessings. I think that should be the okay. Go one step back. That should definitely be the blessings. Just call, instead of hero, we call it blessings. Blessings. Keep Atlas in here. And here will be the abilities. So, for example, Atlas will have 3 abilities. And I would keep the abilities like this, like it would be like a scroll. I think that would work. And then we get rid of the modifications. Because the ability is like, this will vary, right? So for ours is 3, for others might be just 1, for others might be like 2 or more. And this would be like the, I don't have to worry about this, but it would be like the content of the, this would be a short description, and maybe I'll add Let's see. Maybe I'll add the buttons to like a little tutorial. I could even put like a little GIF in here for the tutorial. I'm not sure about this. Let me see something. I'm gonna open the... Oh, okay. Right. I don't know how this should work, because, well, we are definitely gonna need, we're definitely gonna need like a pool of abilities or blessings that the character can equip, because we're definitely gonna have more than 8. We tested it more than 8, and well, essentially we did a lot of things, a lot of different abilities too. Like, all of those are already in the game. Some of them might change it how it works, but like they're all in the game. So we will need some sort of thing where we can do this. So I might do this for now. I don't think that's too bad. Let's see the other menus that we have. Because something else we could do is just like you click on this and it opens up a panel and select. I feel like this is bad though. Like if you're playing on PC, you can just drag and drop. If you're playing on controller, I'll have to think about how to do that. I don't know. I don't know if that interaction is gonna be too annoying for the player. But also, something that I have to consider. This is a little bit like the charm in Hollow Knight, and I don't have my Switch with me now, but... And the way they do it is you would have to you have to open up the slot. And then if you click, yeah, but then you can. Because in their case, it doesn't matter, like the order doesn't matter. Like, if you put something in first or last, it doesn't really matter because it's all stacked. In this case, it's an actual roulette they have to select from. So, for example, your strategy might be, you know, the artist orbs on the right, so you always know that you have to, you know, press the button, go to the right, and then you activate it. So that is a problem. Not a big problem, but like, you know, it might be annoying. Okay. Let's see the other menus, just token. We're calling it skills, but it's ability. Is it skills? It might be skills, right? Because I'm calling blessing skills, right? Oh, let's give it the proper name. So Aris blessing. Is that name too big? Let's keep it Aris skills. Let's play a little bit with this shape because I feel like we could improve this a little bit more. Because I'm thinking about what if we have more blessings? What we do? And I don't want the question. I don't want the answer to be like, well, we don't do anything. So that kind of creates a problem on its own. I could make it smaller. That's one thing. I could just make a grid normally, like what I'm doing with other stuff, like where is it? I do have, oh, there you go, like this. I could just make a grid like this. So an option might be to let's quickly test something, right? Oops, that's not what I meant to do. Item box, there we go. So let's see. Oh, that's just for the items. In this case, we're not going to have X1, obviously, because you're only going to have one anyways. And I'm wondering if we should make it, since we're doing a scroll here, like since it is a scroll, I'm wondering if what we do is like a large thing like this. I don't have to fix it, but and then we put in the icon and the name, like no, that's not good, because no, I don't like that. Let's go back. I don't think that's a good idea. Let's keep the grid style thing. And then like this would be one box for each. Oops. And that could be enough, right? The only issue now is the size of this. Because we do need the bar here. And I could use this for... The reason I'm still keeping this around is because we could use this for the skills. If we wanted. Just trying to see if that works. Because I really like that thingy. Should I delete one of those columns and just move this over? Wow. Is that the best solution? I think it is. How many can we have in here? I think the maximum we're gonna have is 8. I don't even think 8 is a good number to have it in here. We're definitely gonna need the scroll. Which is fine. Like 6, you can quickly scroll and then drag and drop it between this. And for the controller, sorry, it might be a case where we select this and then we go straight into the roulette, and then if you press like B or whatever the button is, it cancels and you go back to this. So we always switch in between those. And maybe there's a button that accesses the skills here, so you can read the skills. I think that's the best approach. So I think this works for the items. Might as well do something like this, right? For this. I think that would work too. I just don't know. Oh yeah. I feel like this menu should be a little bit special because it's all about the thingy. All about the power-ups and the blessings that you get. Which is why I didn't want to make it generic, but I think that's fine, honestly. Also, those are not the correct icons for this. Yes, so we would have the how to activate here. Something like that. And I wonder if here I should do the thingy like that. I don't think so, because to be fair, I'm almost doing the squares again. Okay. So what do we have to do here to cancel this and start working with that? Thank you. With that panel, let's see. The first thing that we gotta do is figure out where this is being used, the upgrade panel. Let's see. Oh, it's this one. Yeah, there's no upgrade tree anymore. That's what we have to remove. Okay, yeah, so we'll follow this because this has all the stuff that we need. So we have all of the blessings here. The user can equip and modify the order if they want to. Now, one of the things that we were thinking about is because you start with some of the some of these slots locked, you would have to purchase those slots so you can use those new slots. So one of the things that we might end up doing is the ability to unlock, like when you purchase an unlock, you can choose which one you want to unlock. I think that's what we gotta do, because the whole thing is about player figuring out what they want to do or how they want to do it. Okay, so let me just test if just what is it? So deactivating the object would eliminate the errors. So if that is the case, I'll start exporting the assets and we can start building this UI panel. Let's see. Yeah, so that does remove the errors. Okay. So that's what we need, because we don't want any errors so that we can build the thing and test it. Cool. Just gonna commit that so I don't have to. Like if I make a mistake, I can go back to what I was doing, because that's a big change. So let's go. We'll do the blessings here. Yes. So well, for now we only care about when we have the blessings, right? Okay, so this is very old. We'll have to. There's quite a bit to do. So let's go back to Figma and figure out what we need to do. So the top bar is kind of the same. I just have to remove those things in here. Hang on. Oh. Those will be deleted. And the top ones too. we do have a new thing here, or not a new thing, but like we do have this name of the panel that you're in. So we'll put that here. And that'll be like that. And I don't know what's the size of this. $315 by 60. What's the size of the font? 60. $315 is very specific for the blessings, but it might not be enough for the rest. Oh, I have to multiply by 4 or 2. I never know if I have to multiply by 2 or by 4. Let's see. By 4 is a little bit too much. I think it's. Hang on. 315 multiplied by 2. 60 multiplied by 2. Okay. Now, which font did I use? Indigo. There are some fonts in here that I'll have to remove because of license stuff, but for now we are good with playtesting. Oops. Right. So obviously this will have to be the name of the actual menu, but just so we can see this in action, we can keep it in here. What's the position? 18. 40 plus 12, that's 52. It's all approximate stuff. It's not like I'll adjust in game, but technically that's how we set up in Figma. And instead of blessings, I'm just gonna say name, just so I remember to implement this figure. Okay, so that was the first thing. So we remove all the stuff that we're not gonna use anymore. And we clean it up. So next stuff is the content for this panel. I'm keeping this at the bottom here because those are UI instructions. I'm probably gonna have to make it a little prettier, but we'll leave that for some other time. Okay, so so we can divide this into 3 things. We can divide into the center panel, the left panel, the left panel and the right panel. And the left panel is going to be the grid, the middle panel is going to be the blessings roulette, and the right panel is going to be the skills description. So we only care about this. The others we don't care about because those are states that the player won't be able to access now anyways, so I'll just clean up the UI on those later, but do this. Okay, this is the one I'm working on. I'll delete those, or not delete, but deactivate those. We'll start from scratch. So first I'm gonna do the 3-panel thing. So I guess, let's see. I don't think I'm gonna use any of these. This is all old stuff. I mean, yeah, it's so old. We're not gonna use that. I'll delete that. Blessings. Okay, yes. So what we need to do here is I'll create a container per structure just so it's organized. Okay. So I'll do a horizontal layout group, and then we do 3 panels. So we do call it blessings grid. There's a grid containing all the blessings. Then we'll do blessing row left, and this should be pause menu blessings. I know this name is kind of long, but I have to be descriptive so I know what it refers, because I have 2 roulettes essentially. I have one in game and one on the pause menu. So if I don't do this, then I might mess up which one is which. What did I do wrong here? With 3 S's on blessings. I'll have another one. Another one that is, or it should be the skill. So blessing skills info. Those are the 3 panels that I need. And there you go. It's, though they have the exact same size, which the middle one might need to be a little bit bigger. But I don't know. Let's see. If I take a random thing. Okay, so let's divide that by 3. And we put different colors just so we can see. I mean, yes, it feels like the left side's a little heavier though. So I think we can do this with 3 equal menu sizes. I think it's possible. I'll keep them here just for reference. But I have to remember that the roulette has to be the big thing. Like, has to call, you know, it has to be the center of the panel. But I still think we can do this. Okay. So what do we need? Let's start with the grid. What is required for us to build this grid? Well, not much, honestly. And I've already built a grid before. Here. And the reason I'm copying this is because I have some scripts that I'm gonna need to reuse. I'll call this grid, or yeah, call it grid blessings. Yeah, it's usually 1 item. That's what I've done. Let's see. We do have here grid orbs. So let's open that up. Okay, so we do have to update a few things. So first thing, I'm gonna rename this. That'll be UI grid blessing. We'll rename this to and then I'll close Visual Code just because I'm going to rename the folder too. Okay. Okay. So this grid is going to be 2 by, well, 2 by whatever we need. So 2 fixed columns, and then we need to build this scroll bar too, because we don't have a scroll bar yet. So I'm gonna have to build this one. So I'll create a folder here called common. Like the scroll bar is gonna be in there. Put in folder UI scroll bar. I'm pretty sure we don't have a scroll bar, do we? Oh, let's call it scroll bar. I have scroll snap, but not a scroll bar. Okay. That's fine, and that's gonna be specific for this. We don't care about the grid tree. We care about the grid for now. Okay, so let's see. Well, to be honest, there's not much to do here, because the blessing definition is already what we need. Then we have this widget orb, which is this, that we might have to change. We might have to change to. Oh, it's just the icon, so that should work. Unity, like Visual Code, is still loading the thing, so we'll wait for Visual Code for a little bit. We're good to go. Are you recognizing stuff now? Yes. Awesome. So we'll rename this to UI widgets. Classing acquired, because that's just for the ones that you've got. Although it could be, you could argue that just for blessings in general, because it's just the icon. Yeah, could be used for whatever. So we do UI widgets. Okay, and that's what we use here. Let's go back to Unity. The level we don't care, create tree we don't care. I'll create my famous old folder here, and I'll just put everything upgrade tree related in there. So everything that is upgrade tree is gonna be in there, because we're not gonna use, at least not now. All right. While you need to compose, I'm gonna go toilet real quick, and then what we'll do is we'll set up the grid and see if we can collect a blessing and see if the panel recognizes the blessing. I think I'm drinking way too much water. I'm going to the bathroom way too many times. Skills detail, panel orbs. I don't know what that looks like... Oh, okay, so that was supposed to be the main thing. Okay, so we're not gonna use any of these, so I'm also gonna move this to old. I might have to delete it all. I'm a little bit more confident on this menu because it looks good. It, you know, it does what it's supposed to do. And because like right now we're setting things for the final stretch of development, I don't think we're gonna change it that much. And if we do, I'll try not to throw that much stuff away. Because I've recoded this game like 4 times already. But it's yeah, it's the journey of the first game, isn't it? Like it's almost a quest. Okay, you will have to go through a bunch of castles and realize that the princess is not there until you find the right castle, and hope. I actually hope to be the right castle because there's just a time where I have to end the adventure, and you hope that's the final castle. Alright, so what we're doing here. So let's set up this grid. We don't care for items in here. The items are going to be something else. So let's put the grid in here. Oh, we don't need to force refresh. So, okay, so we have to... We don't have one. Okay. So columns, we're only gonna have 2 columns. And I don't know why I'm not seeing. Oh, there you go. I was wondering like why am I not seeing this? So stretch. Okay, so we can kind of position. I mean, I won't know the correct position, but we'll do something like that. For now, I mean, we'll have to. We'll have to figure out how to position those things properly later. Because I can't rely on this too much. Because of the like aspect ratios, different aspect ratios and stuff. But for now, that will work. Okay, so it'll be a grid like this in here. That's fine. And we'll have to put a scroll bar in there too. So I might need to do like a little bit of padding on the other side. Something like that. Okay, so let's see the prefabs. So I'll just keep this in here for now. So that's... hang on. I don't like when I do this sprite on the main thing. I really don't like that. Because if I need to change anything on the main widgets, then it affects the sprite. So I'll do this and make it the same size, and then add an image. I probably did this because I was a little bit too lazy, but I can't do that. There we go. Remove. Well, I can, but it's not what I think it's the best solution for this. So again, this is super simple, so not like it's going to be a massive issue. But we do have to set it up correct. So let's go back to the grid. We'll link this up. Okay, so we have everything in here. I'll do this, and we'll see if we can see the blessings in this panel, because it's still the same thing, like the same. We're linking the same way. Sorry, I was on the wrong panel. Okay, so I'm not seeing anything. Why is that? Is it because I'm not activating the correct thing? Hang on. Oh, we are activating this? Oh, but this is called panel worms. What? Okay, so we still have this to work with. So this is not going to be panel orbs. This is going to be UI, panel. Well, let's do this from Visual first. We don't have the create tree anymore, so I'll keep it like this. But okay, so rename. We're renaming this to UI panel bless up pause menu. Should it be UI panel pause menu blessings? I feel like that should be the correct name. let's see. Image orb. No. All the things that deal with the details of the blessings we're not gonna need. No. Level container, no. Level, no. Level, no. Upgrade tree, no. I didn't even complete this, so. I'm actually gonna delete this too, because I'm not gonna need this. So we'll have to refactor this heavily. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and create a few other panels. White panel, pause, menu, blessings, grid, blessings, grid, acquire, blessings. The reason I'm creating those long names is because those panels are going to be inside of the main panel. So today is what? Today is the 2nd of April. I'm gonna put this for now. Create those files, then we'll code them. So UI panel, pause, menu, blessings, and this will be the let's did I just call this grid? So it's not super long, the name. Like UI panel, pause menu, blessings grid, UI panel, pause menu, blessings roulette. Yes, okay. And then we have another one for the skill information. So UI panel, pause menu, blessings, skill info. Okay, so close all those, and I'm gonna start working with them. So this is the main one, and I'm gonna have to do a few things here. So let's just okay. Okay. For now, I don't care about anything else, so I'm just gonna copy this structure and put it over here. Let's rename it. And I'll do and the reason I'm doing that is because instead of having all those loose things in here, we'll do something super simple. We'll do, well, we can keep this. Well, not really. This is gonna be UI panel, pause, menu, grid. So that'll be, let's rename that to UI panel, pause, menu, that's grid. Serialized field, private, UI panel, pause, menu, once into let. And then finally, the third panel that we have is going to be UI panel, pause, menu, skill input, and UI panel. Okay. Now, I don't know what this is, so I'm not going to delete it. Now, there are some states. So I did delete the states, right? There are some states that are true. Well, not really. Because the reason I had the locked state before was because I was like, that was a demo. Or not even a demo, that was like a really early build, and I didn't want to show to people menus that weren't finished. But now, like, the menus are going to be finished, so we only care about if they, even if they haven't got a blessing yet, we should just show the roulette empty with the possibility of, you know, they at least they know that they're going to get something there. So we don't need any of this. And this, I don't know what it is, so I'm not going to delete it just yet. Okay, so we don't care for this. Maybe we do, actually. We don't. We do everything on the refresh panel, so UI, methods. Okay, so here we feed info into child panel. And I had, okay, so that was a good strategy for me. I'm just gonna delete this because I'm gonna be different, but let's call private void refresh panel grid, and we'll do one for each so we can have their own logic, you know. Refresh panel roulette. Keep forgetting the last one. So we'll just do this. So refresh panel grid, refresh panel roulette, refresh panel. So we'll refresh them, and then we'll fill this with the correct information. We don't care for this. I'll keep the buttons though, because this might be useful. Input methods, unconfirmed selection. Yeah, so we're gonna need this method, but they're not gonna do this. They're gonna do something else. Cancel selection. We're also gonna have on what is it called? On info selection, I guess. On info cancel. On info confirm selection, info cancel selecting. That's better than me. Okay, so those are the input, those are the buttons, the button methods. We're not gonna use them just yet. Select left, select right. Okay. So this is actually something that I'm gonna have to use. I don't care for this at all. Skills, no. Okay. So we do care for this because those are navigation, UI, navigation. So we do care for this. And we're just gonna have to pass it into this. So, because the grid is navigation. So what do we need here? UI navigation. Just putting things one next to each other so I can see what's going on. Okay, so I don't think this is being used at all. Don't see it, so this was probably for a specific animation that I was using, but Again, the problem with the old code was like everything was into one thing and it didn't respect hierarchies. So now we're changing this and making this properly. So technically, we should refresh each one of those panels in here. Now, I might actually. Because I'm thinking like, if this is the main panel, we should be able to get the data. Because we don't know the data here, right? But we could cache the data. And I was thinking of making this. Okay, so this does use. So table uses a type. Okay. All right. Okay. So we'll do list blasting definition. Gonna be cached blessing, and we'll do we'll connect everything here. So private void cache data. Game manager, games or save slots. Well, I think we cache the data and then we already have it. So I'll put a property here so we can access this. Properties, that's correct. I'll also do a getter here, so public passing definition. Now, never mind. We don't need that much work in there. We can access the save slot directly. Okay. Now I just noticed that I have a base controllable grid, which is likely what I'm gonna need. Oh, I already have the grid, right? Yeah, no, never mind. I forgot about that. So we'll need some references here. And we also need the UI now methods. Just a refresh. So the refresh, I think it's not actual. So we gotta fit in that data. How do we do that? Because what do I try to say? The information should go from the top to bottom. So technically I should feed this into this. I mean, for this specifically, what I would do is I don't know if it's redundant, but well, what I can say is on this common thing. I'm gonna call the UI panel or not pause menu, but that will be UI panel controllable UI panel data control, something like that. That is a weird name. Oh, gonna go with it. And all we're gonna do is just say, well, we'll do the same thing we always do. This has to be virtual too, because in case I need to override it. This is set data. I'll just click back on. And I will do refresh. Okay, so that's all we need. I don't like the name, but that's fine. And those things, right? So the grid would require a blessing that or a list of blessing definition. There you go. So now we have the data here, which should be the list of blessing definitions. Awesome. Oh, it's really rainy today. It looks scary. Hey, hello. I'm doing good. How are you? So just doing some UI work today. Giving the player controls over some of the power-ups. Doing fine. It's very rainy outside, so yes. So anyways, so when I say refresh here, because this is a proper panel, so that's correct. I cache the data and then I refresh. So when I say refresh, all I need to do is set data and then the thing. Left. There you go. And I feel like I should do the same for all of them. Okay. And then we'll do the same thing here. So set data, blessings, set data. All right. Now, well, this is a big thing because. Okay, so let's do one step at a time. So we have this, we have the data here, so we can just. This is wrong. It's UI. UI grid set data or data. How do I set the data here? Init. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. So initialize the grid with data. And that should really be all we need to do. Now, I'll just put some debugs. Oops, some debugs in here, just so I can see if this is working. Because if it is, I'll link this with the grid. Okay, let's go back to Unity. No, so we have an error. Yeah, we don't. This is old stuff, so I'm not gonna care about that. Just gonna comment the line out. Okay, so and this is why I think this is not required anymore. Because we're not gonna need locked, like this menu is never gonna be locked, and even if you don't have any blessings, we're still gonna show the whole thing just without blessings. You know, so I'm gonna delete that. We'll keep. We don't need that either. So I just. Oh. God damn it! I didn't pay attention. Sorry. I have to pay attention to this because sometimes I make a lot of mistakes. Okay, that's fine. So this is required. Put this over here. All this can go away. Right. And okay, so now in here we have those three panels in grid. I'll keep the same name so it's easier to identify. Roulette and skill info. red. Alright. Skew. No, wait, hang on. This is correct. I think I've done everything correctly. Do I need a canvas group here? I don't think I do actually. Okay. I don't know. I don't know if you guys can hear it. I probably not, but like it's really stormy outside. Like really. Okay. So collect, and then we'll go to the menu, and we see nothing. Okay, let's see why. But it should show something like that, right? But it didn't show anything. Okay, one step at a time, right? Another thing that I'll have to do at some point is make sure that I have enough. Oh, that's an interesting question. Like, should I show how many blessings you can get? So I'll add empty slots, or should I keep this? No, I think I should show it, right? I think I should show it. So that's something I'm gonna have to do too. Okay. Oh, I was calling the wrong method. Come on. That's gonna work now. All right. Ah, there you go. We have an error, but we can at least see the thing. So it's all kind of working. Let's see what the error is. There is in the widget. What? Did I not assign the image? I did. I didn't understand why that happened. Because I mean, we can clearly see that this worked. So why is this? Ah, I know what it is. Sorry, my bad. It's this. Okay. Right. Just gonna test it again to make sure, and then I'm gonna make a cup of coffee. Next up will be the... Well, we're gonna have to build the grid properly now. So we're gonna finish building this grid properly, and we'll build this scroll bar. I'll also make this name work here. Okay, no errors. Awesome. Okay. All right. I'm just gonna make a cup of coffee, and then when I come back, we'll finish the grid. So we'll make those slots, let's say, and then we'll do the scroll bar too. So those are the next two things that we gotta do. I'll be right back. Sorry. Making coffee took a little longer than I expected, but I've got my coffee. Alright, so where were we? We were about to build the grid properly. So we have to change it so that where is it? We have to change it so it is a slot, like it has like the so we fill in the slots, and then whenever we have the data, so we have to be able to, like, if data is small, like this is an empty slot, and then otherwise we have data, right? That type of thing. Okay. Another thing that we have to prepare for is those highlights here. Oops, not this. You can see those highlights. So this would be a highlighted slot, and this would be a... So I don't know how we should do this. Let's see. Oh, come on. So that would be the normal slot. And then if we select, so I don't know if we do transparent spaced, like if we select, then it goes to 100. That should do it. It just doesn't feel like it's the same thing. It's not the same thing. I mean, I could build this inside Unity. But even if I did, I would have to figure out like what's... Like, does this inside line here comes to the board, like it scales up to the border and then it highlights and it kind of glows? I feel like that's too much work to do in Unity. So I might just have to replace them, like fade this in, fade this out. You know? I could swap the images too, but I wanna like a more subtle transition. So we'll export those two. I'll put on the downloads and now. What? Downloads. Okay, so before I import those graphics, because I can do that via inspector. So I would have to, I'll need like events. Did I spell that right? Bye. Bye. Oh, we already have that. Oh, we have on select on this select. Okay, so never mind. We'll do that instead. We can do that instead. Now I just have to remember that if it's an empty slot, I don't do any of these. Like I'll override this. Okay, makes sense. So what I meant to say is I'll do an if statement here, or I don't need an if statement, I can do a property. Properties. Is empty slot, and we can check that by saying that. So in this case, we don't do anything for the selection, or do we? Like, do we select anyways? No, maybe we do. Just keep that in there for now. Okay. Another thing, I'll definitely have 2 containers. I was just thinking. I didn't need to think for like that long for this. So if it's the empty container, we check if it's the empty slot. If not, it's the data container. No, I thought too long for this. So I don't think considering all that, like all we have to worry about here is the fact that the data is not known. So if that's the case, then we can assign the icons. Now let's see in the Figma file, do we have anything else that we have to worry about? Maybe we can do an animation for the icon itself, but other than that, I don't see anything else that is required. Okay, so that's all in the widget. So we're gonna have to work on the widget now. Because the widget will build the whole structure, I guess. Okay. Yeah, sorry, I'll have to go directly on. This is a UI widget, pause, menu, blessing, great. Maybe blessings, I think. Let's see. Again, naming things properly just so I can. Okay, so we have the animations container, which we don't really care about because it's not UI. So what we need to do here is container empty. And a container for data. And then we'll have UI container here. It's a simple UI container. It doesn't even have that much logic. Like there's no code really, just handling UI states. And so that way it's a little bit cleaner. Like I can handle the empty and not empty states better. Now that said, that's for the content of this slot. So now we have to do another container for the slots. So the slot itself will be something I have to set it up. And I do have the images to import. So let's see. I'm gonna do this is ornaments, arrows. Why do we have arrows on different resolutions? Blessings, boss UI, like QR codes. Player container, notification. So I don't know how to organize this because I feel like this is too messy. Well, that's fine. I'll just create a folder now for slots. And that'll be Sprite, UI, slots, and Sprite, UI, slot, selected. And I know you can't see this, but I'll import this over here. There we go. Just make sure that this is single here. I don't know the size of this, but I don't think, yeah. Properly, there we go. And here we will add a image. Slot. Then we'll have two images, slot and slot select. And they both will have a canvas group. And the slot will be this. And the slot selected will be this. We'll start this with 0. Okay. So that's what we care about, right? I feel like what I'll have to do on the grid side of things, or like for the grid, what I'll have to do is I'll have to make a list, all possible lessons. And the size of this is gonna be okay, whatever I have registered on the game manager, on the database. Just go. I can optimize this later, but I just want to test this for now. I is less than total. And I'll do all possible blessings. I equal to blessings. So we set the first element on the array to the ones that we already have, and the rest we leave it as it is, and then we pass in this instead. Okay, so let's go back to the widget. Let's see what the animations are doing. I'm pretty sure this is for selection, like, yeah. Okay, so this is already, instead of in and out, I'm gonna call it select. It would be select, right? It doesn't have to be. I don't know why I'm doing this. This select. But I think on the other ones I'm doing all capital, so let's keep the select. Yes, select. Alright, so instead of doing this from this one here, let's remove that. Let's do for there's a couple places that we're gonna have to use it. So one is here. Oh, we already have that. And one is for this. So we'll paste this here. What? Just add a canvas page. Easier to do that. So those here are the first ones. It's basically for this. Right? And then we also have to set up, because, well, it's essentially the same thing. So this is this select, right? So this will be the normal slot will be 1 and the selected slot will be 0. And then we'll do the same thing here. So the default slot here will be 0 and the selected slot will be 1. And those are the animations that I need. Is already linked and we already have the slots, and we set up the code so we can see everything, even if we don't have all the slots, right? So let's play the game and see what it looks like. We have an error. It's probably with the port that I created, right? Yes. Isn't that how you initialize a list? Capacity, yes. So what did I do wrong? Did I not assign anything in the database? Let's see. That might be a problem. Let's have a look. I only have one item. Let's add a few more. Okay. So at least we can see some. Okay, no, this is wrong. This should be because it's already null, right? Oh, that's correct. Sorry, that was on me. That was my mistake. We've got 3, that's correct. Still getting the same error. Okay. Just making sure that I'm not doing anything stupid here. I thought I was doing this correctly. So, let's see. Oh, it's here. Oh, does the capacity not initiate I didn't know that. I thought if am I dumb? Okay. I thought we would create a list with a bunch of null stuff. Okay, let's see. So, okay. So, I mean, we'll have to do something a little bit more complex then. We'll do this. Not complex, but it's just more code to write. Um, and let's see if that works. Oops, almost did something stupid. I was still getting the error. What? What am I doing wrong? Ah, yeah, okay, so I'm still stupid because, again, this doesn't exist. Right. Okay. So, how can I fix this? I'll have to... Jesus Christ. Is this really that much code to write? Like, doesn't feel like it should be that way. The only problem, like, I could make this an array, but the only problem is that this expects a list, and I don't know if converting from array to list will be a problem. All right. So we'll do this the ugly way now. I have to loop it twice. None of this makes sense, but that's how you have to do it, I guess. There's probably a way with libraries to do this without writing that much code. And if I really wanted to make it faster, I could make an array. But again, because I have to convert to lists, I don't wanna do that. I don't know if that's better or worse. I honestly don't know. Because with the array, it would be so much easier. I would just create the array with that many entries, and then I'll just do 1 for that will be for the blessings that I've already got. That would be it. Let me just double check it. Hey, all right. We can see the 3 slots. Now, this is so tiny. So I have to fix this. Why is this so tiny? Oh, because it didn't make this full size, right? Let's see how it compares with this. Oh. Okay. And we have to decrease this a little bit. Okay, we're getting somewhere. And then the actual sprite will make it a little bit smaller. I don't know how much. I'll put 32. Let's see how it looks first. I remember deleting the states, like the Paris states, but I think I'm gonna delete it for this. So. Awesome. That looks amazing. Or it's getting there, but you know, like this is something. Okay, now let's, and that works. Let's link the navigation with the proper panels. So in here I'll put so we'll do public inner, pause menu, or panel, panel state. So that would be grid, roulette, or skill info. And we'll do what? Okay, so here's how I'm gonna do it. And I mean, it might be a good option, it might not be, I don't know. So we'll do, if we're on the grid, because that's what we care about right now. We'll do MUI panel grid. Hang on, we'll update this actually. Well, we don't need to, right? Hang on. I think I got this. We can just say select left. And then we can break, and then we can do the same thing. Roulette. Now, I did write all those variable names wrong. I'll probably have to reassign them. That's fine. Now I'm gonna remove this because this was sold code. We don't need this. I think this will kind of send the events downstream, and then we can handle them from there. We'll select down, select up, and then select right. Go. And then on the grid itself, which should be this, we can just say override select left, and we don't even need to do anything else. We can just pass this into the grid. There we go. And technically that could work. Um. Okay. Ah, there we go. Huh. That's interesting because I set the columns to 2. But because there's enough... Okay. Right. But yeah, it does work. Yeah, that's fine by me. Okay. Okay, hang on. Let me toggle that. How many can we actually place in here? Yeah, so it's saying it's 3, but we know that 3 is not gonna give us enough space. So what maybe we have to do is make sure that this is smaller. Yeah. And then we'll go from center maybe. Yeah, that would be the best case. And then we can have some space here for the scroll bar, which will be like I don't know the exact size, but will be here somewhere. Right? That gives me enough space for this. So I'll delete those and test again. And I think for today's stream that'll be it. I don't know, it was a shorter stream, but I'll keep working on the game off stream. Next week I'll stream tomorrow too, but like next week I'll try to stream more and more often. Like yesterday was a good stream, I think. I know that I'm still starting at this, but it's fun. It's fun to make those games here. Something that I really enjoy. Just I wish I had a little bit more time, but it's okay. We work with what we have. Oh, there we go. The only thing that bothers me is that if I press down here, it doesn't go down, but it's just an annoyance. But I think for today that'll be it, guys. I'll fix this off stream and then we'll start building the other stuff for this. I might do some work off stream just to get ahead. This week is coming to an end and I want to get all this blessing and combat stuff, at least the foundation working. You know, UI, animations, and everything cleaned up. Because for then, like, we'll only have 5 weeks until the playtesting, so. Okay, so that'll be it for today. I know this was a shorter stream, but I'll be back tomorrow. And thank you for those who have been here and chatted and interacted. I really appreciate it. And I hope you enjoyed it. Alright, see you guys.